Hello, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about something that has been going on in my life and that I was completely unaware of. This has made me waste a lot of time and it was also affecting my well-being. And I think you may be also suffering from it. So this thing is called friction blindness. So in this video, we are gonna explore what friction blindness is and how we can fix it. Okay, so what is this? Picture this. You're working at your desk and you're sketching something on a paper, but then you wanna get rid of that paper. So you look on the side of your table and there is no trash because the only trash that you have at your house level is on the toilet. So you have to stand up, go to the toilet, throw the paper and come back to work. And 2 days after this happens again. You sketch, no trash, toilet, throw, come back. And this keeps happening again and again and again. So let's analyze what's happening here. So what is happening is that we are succumbing to the friction that is to buy an extra trash so we can fix this problem. And we're preferring to don't fight against this friction and keep this cycle continuing again and again. But well, it is just standing up and going to the trash, it's no big deal, right? Well, what this is causing is that whenever we come back to work, it's gonna take us around 30 minutes to get back into flow, as some studies are suggesting. So just this simple action is costing us 30 minutes every time it happens. So let's say that this happens 3 times every week, and by the course of a full year, this is going to cost us 78 hours. Okay, so let's compare these 78 hours with the time cost of solving this problem from the get-go. This will be fixed by just opening Amazon, checking a trash, buy it, and wait for it to come. So we can spend at most 10 minutes doing it. But this is not a decision that we are doing consciously. We are not consciously saying, okay, I prefer to wait 78 hours per year, even though I know that it's going to take me 10 minutes to fix, because nobody will choose that, right? We're just running away from the friction of fixing the problem, and we're stopping there. We see friction, that's it, I don't want. Next time I will fix it, and next time I will fix it, and next time I will fix it. But it's not only time what we are losing, we're also losing peace of mind. Whenever this is going to happen again, we're going to think by ourselves, gosh, I need to buy a new trash. But we are just still going to the toilet, throw the paper and come back and don't do it. Next time, same. Next time, same. So this is going to make us feel bad about ourselves because we are not really fixing a little problem that we are having because we are too weak to fight against this friction. But the worst part of this is that we are not even aware of the outcomes that this friction is costing us. We are friction blind. But I don't think that this is an isolated situation. Things like this happen daily. Friction blindness and its consequences are everywhere, even where we don't expect it. Well, since this is a Notion channel, let's take Notion as an example. We all know how steep the learning curve of Notion really is, and that by starting to learn how to use this tool, for some weeks our productivity is gonna go down because we are going to be mainly focused on learning the tool and setting it up. But what we don't see is the opposite. We don't see the time cost and the peace of mind that we are going to lose by us not dedicating some time to craft the productivity system that is going to make us save much more time in the long run. Okay, so now let's look at the price of having a suboptimal digital system. Not having a set place or a set system to store fleeting information such as thoughts or blog articles that we want to read later may result in either us losing them because we don't remember where we put them, or having to spend some time trying to find them, if we ever find them. But we unconsciously are preferring to spend that time looking for an article that we want to read within our apps, rather than spending some time upfront setting a system so we can always know where everything is. Because this could be so easily fixed by just setting up an inbox page in Notion and by using the Chrome extension Save to Notion for blogs. So now what about relying on our memory to remember that we have to do a weekly review so we can schedule our weeks beforehand? Because we don't want to spend the time that takes to learn Notion in order to automate all this process and having this system remember what to do weekly for us. The cost of just relying on our minds cannot just be measured in time, but on missing some steps and not having a week schedule beforehand, that will cause us to feel overwhelmed during the week and feel that we cannot keep up with everything. But again, we prefer to run our life using a suboptimal system so we don't have to fight the friction that it takes to learn a new app and setting a system that will help us forever. That is the power of friction. It is so huge and we don't even see it. Okay, so now that we know how powerful this friction can be, let me give you a little remedy in order to fix this situation. Let me introduce the 3 times rule. Okay, so what is this rule about? This rule exists because not everything is worth fixing. If we just happen to need out the trash near our desk just one time, it's not worth going to Amazon and buy a trash because probably we will not need it anymore. It was just a one-off thing. Or if we just happen to want to save a blog one time, but normally we don't even read blogs, it's also not worthwhile to set up a system and trying to learn a new app just for that. So here is when the 3 times rule comes into place. And by the way, the idea of creating this video was born from me not applying this rule and running away from the friction too many times of buying that trash. So that was a real example. And yeah, instead of buying the trash, which I haven't still done, I'm here making this video. So this rule says that if you ever run more than 3 times into the same problem, then it's worth fighting the friction and solving it. So I'd say that the only thing that we need for this rule to really work is to be self-aware. Because with this awareness, we can really know when we have run against the same problem more than 3 times. So if you want to throw a paper near your desk for more than 3 times and you don't have a trash, buy one. If you want to capture a thought and you don't have a way to capture them and you always have to find where to do it, if this happens more than 3 times, fight the friction, set a system, and fix the problem. If you feel overwhelmed by how chaotic your weeks are, and this happens more than 3 times, fight the friction, learn Notion, and fix it. For me, this is fixed by creating this weekly review that I've talked about. By the way, I can link the video here of how my weekly review looks like. But again, if this for you means that you have to learn Notion to fix this problem, I think it's totally worthwhile because the cost of not doing it is much greater than the pain of learning a new app. So if this has already happened to you, that you have felt this friction of not wanting to learn Notion because it seems too complicated and you are nodding with your head right now, check if this has happened more than 3 times. And if yes, you can become crazy trying to find information on YouTube videos, you can join a Notion course, but please fix it. So let's make a pact. Now, you and me, every time that we see that we have run against the same problem more than 3 times, we are going to commit to putting an end to it and find a solution. Because we have already seen the effect that this can have in the long term if we don't do it. And as a part of this pact, now whenever I'm going to stop the recording on this camera, I'm going to go online and finally buy this freaking trash. Okay? So I hope this concept was helpful. I didn't notice that this was happening until this same problem kept coming over and over in my life. And I wanted to share it with you. So that is it for this video, guys. And as always, hasta la próxima.